Hey friends, welcome to Happy Hour with Honeybee Stampers. Hattie here with another fun project for you, featuring some designer series paper. But before we jump into that project, I do want to share a few things before we get started. First of all, I want to thank everybody for sharing last week's video. So last week I shared that if you shared the video on your personal page, then you are going to be entered to win these 2023-2025 in color dots. And so we can do that drawing right now. So we'll see who won that, just as a little thank you for sharing. Oops, mix these up. Okay. And the winner of our drawing is Nan Spivey. So thank you, Nan. I will make sure I get this in the mail to you. I appreciate you sharing my projects so much and my videos with your friends. So for this video, if you share this video, we are going to be giving away the loose daisy embellishments. They are a beautiful embellishment here that is perfect to embellish your projects. There's not adhesive on it already, so you'd have to use adhesive, or what they're really popular for is to put in shaker cards. So if you're creating any shaker cards and you want to be able to put this embellishment in there, you can, and it'll be super cute. So that's what's up for grabs if you share this video. So all you have to do is hit that share button, and I appreciate it so much. If you're on YouTube, definitely like, comment, subscribe, all the things as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's happy hour is actually a video as I'm out of the office today. So let's just jump right in, and I have one more thing to share with you, or a couple more things I should say. So I wanted to mention that we're almost at the end of the month of June, and therefore we have a registration for Summer Stamp Camp with the Nelsons that's going to be ending really soon. And I wanted to kind of give you guys a little heads up about that. So Summer Stamp Camp with the Nelsons is a super fun event that I do with my friend Brenda Nelson from Canada. And we get together and we design projects featuring one particular stamp set or suite of products. And then we take those projects and we mail them out to anybody who registers. But then we also go live in a Zoom format so that people can tune in, and we put the projects together and we show them step by step how to put their projects together, even though there are tutorials that come with it. But we're going to give them tips and tricks and anything that we can that will make their crafting experience even better. Not only that, but we also have a guest stamper, and her name is Michaela. She's an artisan designer from the UK, and her stuff is incredible. So definitely check out my links for the Stamp Camp so you can see a link to her website. You can see a link to Brenda's website as well, and you guys know kind of my crafting style. So let me tell you what's included in the Stamp Camp. You would get a quarter pack of this designer series paper. And this designer series paper is on sale this month, so you're going to want a full pack of your own. So be sure to definitely purchase that while it's on sale. Okay, and then there's the other side. Such beautiful colors. And we are going to be featuring the inked and tiled stamp set, and you'll actually get this stamp set included. Now, if you already have the stamp set and you want all the projects and you want to participate in Stamp Camp, let me know, because I can make some adjustments. So I've had a couple of people who already ordered it, and we just switched it out for stamp sets that were the same price in the catalog. So I will do that, but it's case by case, so make sure you reach out to me if that's the case for you. So you're going to get the paper, you're going to get the stamp set, and you're also going to get a full bolt of this ribbon. And the ribbon is so pretty, very easy to tie, and very fun to work with. Not only are you going to have projects that we show you with this product here, we also each design an additional class. And so the class that I've designed with is called the Softly Sketched. And this is one that we voted on, so you guys probably recognize this. And this is the one that won out. The other one was a very close second, and I definitely will probably do something, I think it's called Just My Type. I'm sure I'll do a project or a class with that as well, because it's a really pretty stamp set. So Softly Sketched is the stamp set that I'm going to be featuring. And the add-on classes are only $25 to add those on, and they include the stamp set and 4 projects. Now, if I were to do this class outside of Stamp Camp, this would be a $40 class. So it's such a perk to be a Stamp Camper. Let me show you just a couple sneak peeks of some projects. You've seen this picture, this card floating around. This is a card that I used for Sweet and Simple card class featuring the inked and tiled stamp set. This is not going to be part of Stamp Camp. We've done different projects, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful this is. Now, the great thing about Stamp Camp is you'll be invited into a Facebook group, and in that Facebook group, you're going to see additional projects. So not just the projects that you're going to receive, but also some additional projects. So that's kind of a really great perk. And then with this Softly sketch, here's a sneak peek of a couple projects. So I am going to be showcasing the soft pastels, which is our kind of like a chalk or soft pastel. And I'm going to teach a couple of very simple techniques with this. So you're going to want this, or if you have our chalks or pastels from the past, you can use that as well. You could also use whatever coloring medium that you have. I'm just going to teach you some chalking or some pastels. So there's that. If you're interested, the registration does end at the end of this month. I'll leave a link for it in this description here, where you can actually look into it, learn a little bit more about it, and then register if you'd like. So there's that. Now let's hop into our project. So at my last Sweet and Simple card class, I created a card that was quite popular, and actually, hold on, I set it over here. Sorry about that. So I created this card here, Oopsie Daisy card, and it features some designer series paper, and I actually semi-case this. I changed the designer series paper out and some of the elements of it, but pretty much it's cased from a gift that I received from my friend Jenny. And she was inspired by my friend Rhonda. And so I am actually going to be recreating the bag that came with this. So let me show you the inspiration first. So this is the gift that Jenny gave me, and she gave me this beautiful card that coordinates with it, okay? And then she had a really beautiful gift inside with some tissue paper. So I had this sitting out at my Sweet and Simple card class, and everybody said, oh my gosh, I want to learn how to make that bag. And if you guys have been shopping for gift bags or cards or anything like that, and one of those Target or Walmart, anywhere, you guys will know that these gift bags are not cheap. So if you can make your own, I mean, I highly recommend it. So I'm going to teach you how to make the box or the bag today, and then I am going to create a card to go with it so you can see where I got my inspiration there. Okay, so let's get started with our project. I usually create whatever the project is I'm going to demo for you guys. I usually create it ahead of time and then show you that. But this one, I just grabbed 2 pieces of designer series paper, and I'm going to show you step by step how to make that bag so that you guys can be able to duplicate it. Let me set this to the side. And so I don't have a bag with this, but I do have some other sample bags that I'll share. Okay. Let's start off by talking about what you're going to need. I also made, and I might have to, let me see if I can zoom out. Ooh, I zoomed out too much. You guys saw my messy desk. Okay, so I'm going to, I created these little templates so that you could have an idea of what you're going to need. Let's start with this one. So you're going to need a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper, and you're going to just score it right here at 3 inches. You're going to turn it, and you're going to score it at 3 inches again. You're going to turn it and score it at 3 inches. And then on the final one, you're going to score it at 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to just set that there for a second. And I will do this with the DSP so it all makes sense. And then what I did here is I just added these dashed lines at the bottom so that you could see that you're going to be cutting up the sides. And that'll make sense in a minute too. So there's that. Now let's grab the second one. You're going to need a second piece of designer series paper. Okay, so on this paper, you are going to need to, first of all, cut 4 inches off, okay, and set that to the side. So do that first. And then what you're going to do is you're going to score at 1 inch. You're going to turn it, score it at 3 inches, and you're going to turn it again, score it at 1 inch, and then you're going to turn it again and score it at 1 inch. So you're just scoring at 3s and 1s. And then I have some cut lines up the side there. Okay. So let me help you make that make sense. Let's start with the first one. I like to use our Simply Scored tool. If you don't have this tool, you can definitely use a paper trimmer or whatever scoring board that you have. But I use this all the time. I absolutely love it. So I will show it to you in the catalog so that if you're interested in it, you can make sure you can mark it off and put it on your wish list so that you can grab it. Okay, so for this first piece, I am going to look at it and make sure that I'm looking to see if it's directional, and it is to me. Like, I wouldn't want my bag to stand up this way, right? I'm going to have it stand up this way. So what that's going to tell me is that I want my 1 inch mark to go across the top, because that top is going to fold down like this. So that's where that 1 inch mark is. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to score at 3 inches. Okay, and then, I mean, you could score here and then do your 3 inches here if you want, but I'm going to do the turning like I did with the template. So score that first one at 3 inches. I know that this is going to be the top of my bag, so I'm going to score this at 1 inch. Okay, and we're going to score this side again at 3 inches. And this is the bottom of my bag here, and I'm going to score this at 3 inches. Okay. So you'll see that I've scored this at 1 inch across the top, right? And then 3 inches on either side, and 3 inches I scored up from the bottom. Now we've got these little cut marks here. So I'm going to take a pair of paper snips, flip it over because I think I can see it better. You're just going to snip up that score line. And if you want to burnish the score lines first before you snip, you can definitely do that. That'll make it even easier to see. Okay. And let's set that to the side for a second. We'll move on to the second one. Okay. For the second sheet, we're going to need to trim it. So I mentioned that you needed to trim off 4 inches. So I'm going to make sure that this is directional again. I want it to match my other one. And I'm going to bring it in here, and I'm just going to trim off 4 inches. And you're going to set this to the side because you're going to use this later. Okay. Now that we've done that, we are going to score. This time we're going to score 1 inch on 3 sides and 3 inches on one side. So we'll start with 1 inch down the side here. Let me make sure this is right side up. It almost could go either way like that. But anyways, so 1 inch down the side. And then you're going to turn it. This is going to be the top of my bag. So I'm going to do 1 inch here. You're going to do 1 inch again here. And then this is the bottom of the bag. I'm going to do 3 inches. Just like that. And then you're done with the scoring tool. All right, let me go ahead and fold these. I like to use my bone folder to give me a nice crease. And then this top one is actually going to get folded back because that is like the lip of your bag or the top of your bag. Okay, you're going to cut up these score lines as well. And burnishing the lines first does make it a lot easier to see what you're cutting. just like that. So let's bring in this template so we can see what we just did. So we cut off that 4 inches so that we're left with just this amount here, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna score down 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch across the top, which I did, and then 3 inches from the bottom, okay? So you can see how to read that. Okay, now I am gonna take, what I recommend using is a really strong adhesive like our tear and tape, but for the purposes of the video, I'm just gonna add some of our tape runner. Okay, so you wanna glue that top part down, okay, just like that. I'm just gonna burnish this a little bit, make it nice good creases there. Okay, and then you're gonna add some adhesive to this. And then I just marry it up here with the corners there. Okay, so there's the first one. And then you're gonna do the same thing on this side. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's what we have so far, right? And we're just gonna set this to the side. Let's bring this larger one in, and we're gonna go ahead and burnish all those pieces, those score lines here. This designer series paper is so pretty. I haven't really shown it in my last couple videos because I just got it not too long ago, and it is absolutely stunning. It's looks to me like they've done all just paper tearing, you know, paper piercing, paper tearing. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so I do recommend scoring everything first before you cut those lines. Okay, so here's the other side of the bag. You see it coming together, right? Let's start off by gluing this top part. And then we're gonna add some glue here. And we're gonna do just like we did with the smaller bag, or the smaller portion, smaller piece. Make sure that lines up. Go. And same on this side. Okay. All right, it's looking good. All right, now we're gonna bring in the other piece and we're gonna put these together and we're gonna glue them together, and that's what makes the bag. I mean, these bags come together so quickly. All right, so now here's the tricky part. If you wanted to use liquid adhesive, you could, or I'm just gonna kind of set this on the corner of my table so I could put some adhesive along the side there. Okay. And it might even be easier for me to put a little adhesive here. Now, if you did tear and tape, it would be so easy. So easy for you to place the tear and tape and then tear off the pieces and adhere them. Tear off like the backing of the tear and tape to adhere it. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna kind of line up the bottom, start there. Okay. And now I'm gonna bring these together here at the top. And then I'm gonna line these up here. Put my hand on the inside and smooth it out. There we go. All right, now we're gonna add some adhesive on this side. There we go. Okay, now that bag, I'm just gonna push, make sure all the pieces are adhered together. Now that bag is complete. Isn't that adorable? Okay, now we wanna make a little coordinating card to go with it and a little hanging element. So, I have some of those pieces already cut. So we're gonna bring in this designer series paper again that we cut off the side. We had to cut that 4 inches off. Now we need to trim 1.5 inches off of this as well. Okay. So if we just bring this in and line it up at 1.5 inches. There we go. You can save that for later. And then this, we're just gonna fold it in half. I grabbed a piece of Berry Burst cardstock, and the cardstock is going to need to be just a 1/4 sheet of paper. Okay, and that will be the perfect mat for that. Now I will definitely look to see if my flowers are directional. So I feel like this is the front side. So I'm going to add this onto my card base. All the measurements that I'm using today will also be in the email that I give out to my newsletter subscribers. So make sure that you're subscribed to my newsletter, because after our happy hour, I will send out the video recording as well as the measurements. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring in, well, we might stamp on that, so let's hang on to that one for a second. Okay, I am using this stamp set that I absolutely love. It's called Phrases for All. I've used it several times already since it's come out. It is such a versatile stamp set, and I just absolutely love the font and how large it is. And I'm going to use the Congrats on this one. Now let me see, what did I do with my ink? I just had it. Oh, it's right in front of me, guys. Okay, Berry Burst. Oh, geez. Okay, so we're going to ink this up. I'm going to use my mat to try to get a better image. My Berry Burst is still pretty juicy, so... Okay. So you'll see, because my Berry Burst is so juicy, the image didn't come out that great. So if you have an ink pad that's like that, what I recommend you doing is taking a spoon and just kind of pushing some of the ink out of the way. So let me do that. So these are new ink pads, and so they're very juicy. So what you do is just take a plastic spoon, and with just some light pressure to medium pressure, you're going to push some of that ink out of the way, and you can kind of see how that ink is a little bit darker on the outside. And I'm just going to do it on the back of this so you can see the difference. I'm going to ink this up again. And I'm going to try it without the mat and see if we can get a better image. Yes, makes such a difference, okay? So that's a little tip. This was when it was too juicy and there was like bubbles kind of on the stamp. Sometimes you guys will see that. And this is when I pushed the ink out of the way. So there's that. Okay, and I'm gonna grab this right here. We're just gonna put this on lightly because I'm sure I'm gonna redo that. Okay, I decided to make my cards super, super simple. Let's see, so we're gonna say congrats and then let's grab a sentiment. So we've got congrats, let's do congrats, confetti and cake. Let's do let's pop some bubbly. I think that's cute. So we'll do this. let's do this in Lemon Lime Twist, which is a returning color. Oof, this one's pretty new too. I just got this one, so it's probably gonna be really juicy. So I'm gonna do that right in the center there. Cute. And then we've got some little hearts. Let me see if I left them in here or not. Yes, I like these little hearts right here. So you've got one heart that's kind of completely shaded in, and then an outline heart. So we're gonna do the outline. And I'm gonna do Berry Burst again. Oh, that is really, really cute. Okay, I love it. I love it. So there's that. All right, let's close these up before I get my fingers in them. We'll adhere this to the inside of the card. There we go. So we're pulling both of those colors in. Isn't that perfect? Okay, now for the front of the card, let me see here. I think I like the way that looks. So I'm gonna put this piece right here. This was that scrap that we had cut off initially. And I'm just gonna set it right there. And we'll put this one on with some dimensionals. You guys, these bags are so easy to make. And I made a bunch of them. And I really can see myself making a whole lot more. So if you've got a lot of designer series paper laying around, make sure, isn't that just so cute? Make sure that you're grabbing them and you're creating all kinds of bags with them. So now you've got the bag and the matching card, but we want a little element to hang the card from the bag. So you're gonna need a piece of card, another piece of cardstock, okay? And this cardstock is 5.5 by 2 1/4, I believe. And if I was smart, I would not have sold my word window punch. So if you have that punch, get that out because you're going to need it. Because I don't have it, because I sold it, because it's long retired, I had to use this one. So this is like the best label punch. I'll show it to you in the catalog so you can see. But this was the best thing I could come up with. So what you're going to do, you can either just cut a little rectangle right there, or you can use this. So what I did was I just put the paper all the way in and punched. And I kept going all the way across until I had this edge lined up with the edge of the punch. So don't go past the edge of the punch. Okay, so then that'll give you a nice border right there. And then I do the same thing going the other way, making sure that it's flush across the bottom. And I just keep punching. And then right here, I make sure that we're flush along the side here and punch it. Now what it will do, well, first of all, you've got all these cute little pieces that you can use in your project. But what it will do is leave these little scallops. So if you had the word window punch, you wouldn't have that problem. So what I do is I just go in and just trim these little pieces that are, these little projections that are sticking out. Okay. And I do it on the other side as well. It's just one extra step, but you know, it doesn't take too long. Okay, so now you've got this little slot that the card can sit in. Then you're going to take and add some adhesive to the shorter side. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that the front of my bag is this side, not the side that has the seams. Okay, so I'll put the seams in the back. And then I'll take my little card hanger, line it up to the lip of this bag, and secure it just like that, okay? So now when you stick your card in, your card will go in just like so. and it'll hang. You can put tissue paper. You can see that it's quite a large bag if you can see the comparison next to my hand. And on the inside of it, it's quite a large bag. You can put lots of goodies in here and put some tissue paper coming out of it. So cute. I mean, this is just so cute. Make a ton of these. Make a ton of these up and you'll have them good to go whenever you need them. Because I know I'm always running to Target and getting, you know, gift bags that cost like $6 a bag, and that's just crazy. So, and especially with this paper being on sale, you can make several of these bags with one package of paper. So let's take a look at some of the other bags that I've made. I'll bring this one in again. You guys saw this already. This is also paper that's on sale. And then here's another bag. How cute is this? I made this very, very basic. Okay, that's the card. And then this is the bag that goes with it. And this would be perfect for like a teen birthday or something, you know, or a younger child or anybody really. Here is another bag that features the same, these two came from the same designer series paper pack. So you want to get the two pieces of paper that coordinate with each other. And then you want to kind of make sure that this side coordinates with what's on the other side of the paper so it looks good when you're folding it over. But this one, this card, very simple. Just thank you, dear friend, all from this stamp set here. You guys, the stamp set is amazing. Don't miss out on getting this. Phrases for all. And then I just did some circle punches there. And one more bag. All those bags are so deep in color, I decided to do kind of a lighter bag. So you'll see this one right here. I'm starting to lose my bags here. Okay, so we've got this bag right here. So cute, you guys. And if you wanted to reinforce the bottom, you can put, you know, some cardstock in the bottom if you wanted. You can even add handles to the side. So just punch a hole and kind of thread some ribbon or some twine through there, and you can make a nice little handle for your bags. And yeah, so this is another super simple card using that designer series paper, that same fold. Okay. And then the stamp set. So the stamp set is fantastic. Okay. And I'll be sharing all the product that I use so that you can very quickly and easily shop that product when you get my email. So there are the cards. Let me show you in the catalog where you can find some of these things, or at least name them off. So you'll see that the designer series paper sale is 15% off. It's still going on right now. We also have that starter kit special. So if you decide you wanted to get the starter kit, which I mentioned earlier this month, if you got the starter kit and it's only $99, you have to pay tax for it, but you can put every single one of these papers in your starter kit. And so not only is it 15% off, but now you're getting an even better deal because you only have to pay $99 for all of that. And it's just under $155 worth of designer series paper. Okay. So there's that. And then after you get your starter kit, you're going to get a code, a demo ID, I should say. And then you'll be able to purchase all of this other product that I'm getting ready to show you. So let's talk about what I use so you're familiar with it. Let's see. So this right here, Nested Essentials dies. It's $34. It's this right here. I'm going to use this quite a bit. So make sure you have this on your wish list. And like I said, again, if you get that starter kit, you'll be able to get 20% off of that. And then what is next here? Okay. Best label. This is the punch that I use. So if you don't have the word window punch, which I think I'm going to have to go on eBay or something and find it because I really regret not keeping it in my arsenal because I need it now. So best label punch was my alternative. And that's what I did across the bottom to make this little slot there. Okay. And what else did we use? Oh, the Simply Scored scoring tool. It's on page 145 in your catalog. It's $36. Again, you can get that on sale, so make sure you're thinking about that. An excellent tool. I use it all the time. I use it to score all my cards. I use it to do a lot of my fun folds, and I use it to do all of my 3D, obviously, projects. And we've got a few more. Here's the stamp set. On page 55, phrases for all. So you've got congrats, happy birthday, with all my heart, thank you, and these really big, bold statement sentiments. And then you've got all of these great sentiments that kind of complement it. The cool thing is you've got this straight line too, and that makes such a difference. I mean, let me see which card I did that on. I think it was this one. Yeah, like look at that. Isn't that so pretty? It just adds that extra element to it. And then I stamped the heart underneath and it just looks fabulous. So I hope you guys enjoyed these projects. I'm sorry that I'm not live, but I am out of the office celebrating my father's first heavenly birthday with my family. And so that's why this is a recording that I'll be putting up on Wednesday. And then the following Wednesday at 3 p.m., I will be live again for happy hour with Honeybee Stampers. So I'll be sharing all kinds of other projects with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will definitely be sharing a lot on my email, so join my email newsletter if you want those kind of behind the scenes perks. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to share this video. Bye-bye.